I've been in the production business for a long time, right? And every once in a while you get asked to do a private event. This was right at the tail end of the Obama administration, I do believe.
It had to have been 2016, 2017.
Why they didn't have this congressional hearing in Washington, I don't understand. But
well, anytime
they had it at Chief Logan State Park.
So when you say a private event, that's interesting because their sunshine law says that anytime 2 or 3 public officials get together, they have to announce it, essentially, right?
Maybe they did. There was nobody else there.
Right.
So I worked for a local production company, and we set up 3 cameras and did a live stream to the Capitol that was shown in the halls of Congress. Or the Senate. I don't know which, but it was our state representatives on the national level at that time, and it was all about the war on coal and how it negatively impacted the people of West Virginia.
So in other words, the policies that were moving us toward green energy initiatives and away
Yes.
from extractive industries,
Yes.
they termed the war on coal.
Yes.
When in fact it was a broadening of the economic spectrum.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly. And it was a setup. Let's call it what it was. They had one representative from a solar energy company who wanted to do business in this area, wanted to build a solar panel factory and start churning out these solar panels. And I'm not sure which one asked the question, "Sir, what do people that work in this company at maybe your factory, what do they start out as? What's their hourly wage?" And he said $15 an hour, which in 2016,
Solid.
that was
Solid
a
pay.
solid opening wage with a company. And in fact, I was sitting there live streaming this event, getting paid $15 an hour.
So it's not an unreasonable
I was being
amount.
paid
Right.
$15 an hour.
Would you have considered that good pay at that time?
I thought I was doing all right.
I think you were doing all right 10 years ago locally.
10 years ago. And, I could have used $10 more.
You were worth every bit of it.
I was.
However,
And I asked.
our market isn't
So shortly
built
after
way.
that, right, for more money. But at that time, I was making $15 an hour. And I think it was our state congressman at the time said, "That's not good enough for West Virginians."
End of conversation.
As Tom sitting back there making that much.
And I sat there slack-jawed. Just
Who said? Right.
and I'm looking around and to the guys that I'm there working with who are making probably less than I was, because I was running the show. I was directing the show, and I don't know what they make. I never asked, but it was something similar, right?
Yeah.
Now, the owner of the company might have been making slightly above that for the event overall with, overhead. Sure, he deserves that. But the people who were there live streaming their event were making that much.
That's not enough for West Virginia.
But that's not good enough for West Virginians. But that's an opening wage.
But
That's
they
an
wouldn't. But they
opening
wouldn't
wage.
raise the minimum wage to $15 an hour.
No.
Interesting.
What
a paradox, right?
if
And
that's
then
not good enough for
that's
West
when-
Virginians?
Then why isn't our minimum wage higher?
Right.
That's when I realized that this was a setup.